Hey guys, Kavork here from MajorLeagueCrypto.com, and I'll be going over this week's news. So for the first article, we have Google to ban ICO and crypto ads starting in June. Thank God we got a couple months to still run our ads, but after that, you might not see my face. So let's just see what's going on here. Search giant Google has said it will change its financial product policy in June this year, a move that will see advertisements related to cryptocurrency effectively banned. In a blog post posted and published Tuesday, the firm indicated that it will change its existing financial product restriction list in June this year, blacklisting ad content, including but not limited to initial coin offerings, ICOs, cryptocurrency exchanges, cryptocurrency wallets, and cryptocurrency trading advice. So this is basically over everything, because ICOs are for the actual crypto blockchain businesses. Cryptocurrency exchanges are the platforms that you trade cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency wallets is how you store them, and cryptocurrency trading advice, which includes people that are knowledgeable in the space. I'm not a firm believer in this. I think it's kind of short-sighted by Google unless they're developing their own blockchain technology, which they probably are. But this is still restricting to everyone in this emerging market. I'm not too, I just think it's short sighted because it should be up to the person viewing the content to see if it's good or not the actual content, the content provider like Google to decide if it's something good or not. I know that cryptocurrencies are in a gray area, but still to remove it outright is extremely childish. But then again, I do not operate Google. So the next article is Huawei is building tech that can stress test blockchains. Huawei is inching closer to making its first major release in the open source blockchain sector. Almost after a year of behind the scenes work, the tech giant, recently valued at 7.5 billion, has unveiled a tool designed to test the performance of major blockchains. One is now preparing to submit formally to the Linux Foundation-led Hyperledger consortium this year. Called Project Caliper, the open source technology already supports analysis of Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Sawtooth, and Hyperledger Aurora, with more expected to be added by the end of 2018. I think it's a great idea, but Huawei is an up and coming hardware creator. They make phones, laptops, etc. They're getting more popular here in the U.S. They're pretty big in the East. I think this is a great opportunity for tech companies to show what they got in terms of blockchain, especially testing blockchain. But the problem is, as we're moving forward and the entire cryptocurrency sector is maturing, the way that companies and also engineers approach blockchain could be significantly different. So I'm not sure if it can be compatible with these new and upcoming blockchains rather than these old legacy ones. So it's kind of like we'll wait and see. This is one of the biggest news out this week. It's PBOC, the People's Bank of China chief, won't rule out distributed ledger for new state currency. The development team of a central bank digital currency is inevitable, says People's Bank of China chairman. I cannot pronounce that name. I don't want to butcher it. However, it is not certain whether this digital currency will take the form of a cryptocurrency or whether some other technological innovation will form the basis of this currency. He said in remarks during a press conference on Friday, in which he also took aim at speculation around cryptocurrency markets. Also, we got here, Chu said, yes, stands existing cryptocurrencies do not meet the aforementioned needs. He said, going on to explain, we think that we need to be more conscious in this direction because this doesn't serve our goals that financial products shall serve the real economy. I think personally, from everything I've seen, China is very bullish on cryptos overall. These are the type of things that they're saying that, hey, look, we are open-minded, but we have to be cautious, because if you move forward with the technology without seeing the overall philosophical spectrum and how it impacts the rest of the economy, it's a weak foundation. So I'm glad that they're acknowledging it, but they're not saying rules yet because it's still pretty early in the game. Because what's coming up after this in this article is Ethereum is throwing out the crypto governance playbook. Now, look, Ethereum has got some of the biggest problems in cryptocurrency. It definitely has the world on its shoulders. That majority of ICOs and future blockchains are being, not blockchains, but future cryptos are being built on the platform. And Ethereum's kind of like, we'll deal with it later. approach. So here's like from the beginning of the article: can we just solve scaling? Can we just solve privacy? Can we just say done and get to feature complete? Because Ethereum right now, it's such an open source, anything goes type of thing that it's not yet ready to be not ready to be adopted by the mainstream. So a lot of these developers for it's like, hey, let's get together for more of a public release, public adoption. But there's still a lot of foundational problems that need to be addressed first before something like that could be adopted mainstream. So with the next paragraph, it says that was a question Bob Somerville asked the audience at the Ethereum conference ETHCC in Paris on Thursday. The comments coming as part of a broader talk that called for an end to tribalism in the community supporting the world's second largest blockchain. Community manager at Ethereum and an ambassador for blockchain alliance Sweetbridge, Somerville, opened the conference on a note that would reverberate throughout the next 3 days. That while the development of the Ethereum world computer is a technical pursuit, it cannot escape social entanglements. More recently, debates concerning the return of lost funds have demonstrated cracks in the platform's existing governance, which relies on a process borrowed from Bitcoin and internet development, the request for a proposal RFP process. And if you guys know me, I've said from the get-go that the DAO hack for Ethereum, that branch from Ethereum Classic as we know today to Ethereum, is one of the biggest events that's ever happened in cryptocurrency, because now people view, how do we dictate governments to when to fork into another blockchain? And the scalability problem regarding Ethereum is starting to come to light, and more people that are in cryptocurrencies, or the newer people, or the majority of people, are starting to ask that question. And now segueing to the next biggest news is Vitalik reveals new ideas for plasma scaling on Ethereum. And it says here, in a surprise appearance at the Ethereum Community Conference in ETHCC in Paris on Friday, Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin presented a scaling solution for Plasma, a system of smart contracts that seek to increase the computational potential of the world's second largest blockchain. Created by Buterin and Bitcoin Lightning Network co-creator Joseph Poon last year, the scaling solution is one of the many under development that aims to boost the capacity of Ethereum, specifically working by creating a layer of smart contracts that can interact with the main blockchain. So basically what that means is that it's basically a side chain, right? They're taking a layer of smart contracts that's gonna work in tangent with the main blockchain. So you have Joseph Poon that is a Lightning Network co-creator working on this project, and the other biggest one for Ethereum is Raiden. So instead of working internally in the main blockchain, most of the solutions for Ethereum as of right now is more situated for a off-chain development. And how good is that for the platform? We just do not know yet, but it's one of the biggest questions that we should be asking as we're going deeper in 2018. And that's all I got for today. If you guys like the content, feel free to do a like at the bottom and click subscribe. See you guys next week.